Hey, so thanks for checking out today's video where I talk about Ottobock's Cockpit app and the cool ability to change modes and a few other settings. So in a moment you'll see a video of my screen on my phone and it'll be going through the motions and I'll be doing explanations, so hope you enjoy. So here is the home page of my cell phone. That's a picture of me and my fiance. And you can see the Ottobock Cockpit app under the Outlook app. So I'll go ahead and tap that, and it opens up to the last place that it was. And so right now it's communicating with one of my legs, and it looks like it's the left leg because the blue Bluetooth light is on right now. So if I go to the top left corner for the three lines, it brings you to the menu, and we can go to My Modes, and that shows you the different modes that it has available. The C-Leg 3, you're allowed to put 2 extra modes. The Genuine X3, it says that you can do 5. One is basis. I think all of them have that. That's just walking mode. We'll go over these in a moment, but I just wanted to walk through the menu. So if we go back to the menu, functions, deactivate Bluetooth, which we don't want to do. Settings. These settings, you can change the resistance on whichever leg. Well, for me as a bilateral amputee, it's showing the left leg. So if you only have one, then it's the only leg, obviously. But I can change the resistance, the standing function, the sitting function, and the volume. And now the volume is pretty self-explanatory. That's the volume that the leg gives you when it beeps. Sitting function, we'll go over that in a moment, and as well as the standing function and resistance. But I just wanted to walk through the menu. Status shows you, it's loading, shows you your trip, I guess, for the day, and you can reset that if you want. So I guess today I've taken 7,361 steps. Steps, that's your total steps since you've had the leg. So I guess I've walked over 1 million steps. And then the battery status, 89, I'm guessing that's a percentage. So that's the status. We'll go back to the menu. Manage components. This is where you can either delete one of the components, which I don't want to do, or you can add a component. If you click the plus to the top right, connection wizard, and it tells you activate component, connection, it explains it. So you hit next, and then it tries to communicate with one of the legs. But since I've got both already connected, it's not going to find it. So I just hit cancel. Yes. And so when I originally connected them, what it does is it finds the leg, and then it tells you, for me it showed the 2 legs, and then you have to match it with the serial number, and then I select that leg and then follow the next steps, and then it tries to communicate with the leg, and then it'll ask you for a prompt telling you that you need to input your PIN, and that's a PIN that's specific to each leg because you don't want someone else messing with your settings, right? So, and then once I did that, it was all set up. I mean, it was pretty easy. It took less than 5 minutes for both knees. If we go back to the menu, that was manage components that we just went through. Imprint info. This just shows you information on the company, manufacturer, Ottobock Healthcare. You can see there it's made in Austria. That's pretty cool. I always joke around that these legs cost as much as a Porsche for me, because I'm a bilateral, but I'd rather have the legs than the Porsche. If I could have both, of course. But anyway, just registration numbers, email address, website, product serial number, and so that's just pretty much the basics there. So now let's go back into my modes, and I'll show you what each one does. So right now I'm in basis mode or walking mode. I think it's easier to call it walking mode because basis mode sounds funny. So if I want to go, say, like into free swing mode for cycling, as you saw on my Instagram page at OC Amputee, which I posted yesterday, it showed a quick video of me just on a hand cycle. Or no, hand cycle. I'm used to using the hand cycle, but on a regular cycle, just going through the motions. I wasn't doing anything crazy, but you can see the knees moving through that without any trouble at all, no resistance. So if you want to use it for that, you go tap cycling. It'll ask you toggle to mode cycling. You hit OK, and then I don't know if you heard that beep. So now it's in cycling mode. So now I will show you what cycling mode looks like. Now the left leg is in cycling mode, and I'll show you right now. It's in free swing mode. So obviously I can't walk like this, but this allows me, if I want, to cycle, to pedal without any resistance at all. On the right side, I haven't done that yet, so it still goes back slowly. So that's what the cycling mode is like. Let's go back into the modes and see what we've got there. So that was cycling mode. You saw what that was like, and back on the app it shows that is what is selected. Before I'd want to walk again, I'd want to put it back into basis mode. It's going to ask me if I want to toggle to mode basis mode. Okay, there's the beep, and now it's back in basis mode. So pretty easy, right? And then the third one that I have, user defined. And now I had this defined for possibly driving a vehicle. And the way I did that was I worked with my prosthetist at Southern California Prosthetics in Irvine to define what this mode was. And I set my knee at an angle which I thought would be great for driving, so depressing the brake or the accelerator. So, and we determined that maybe that was well, not maybe, but we determined that was 22 degrees. So if I hit user defined, but it'll lock in 22 degrees. Now, I'll show you what that means on the camera in a moment, but let's switch over to the right leg because I would be driving an automatic. My car's an automatic, so change. This gives you the option of I guess these are the model numbers are the same, you know, because I have two C-Leg 4s. So I go back to the right side, I choose the right side, hit OK, and now it's connecting. So now if I go to user defined, it asks me if I want to toggle to user defined. I hit OK, and there was the beep and the confirmation, and now I will show you on the camera what user defined looks like. So on user defined, I had wanted it set for driving. So what it did was it locked the knee at this angle, and we thought it would be 22 degrees. I haven't driven yet with my C-Legs. I used to drive with the C-Leg 3s on Guam. I drove like that for 3 months before I decided I wanted hand controls. I could trust myself driving and my reflexes. I just couldn't trust other people, especially here in California, driving on the freeways doing 65 miles per hour, because that's the speed limit. You know, someone might cut you off and you want to be able to react quickly. And you know, there's moments where when I was first learning that the foot would get caught transferring over, it would get stuck on the brake. So I'm sure there's a way that I can adjust the brake so that it's down further. But anyway, I just don't want to take that chance here yet. And so I just use hand controls. But if I wanted to drive, or maybe, you know, someone can think of another use for this, you could lock it in this position. And so it'll bend upward, you know, which is good when you're depressing something like an accelerator or brake, but it won't go down beyond this level. So that is the user-defined mode on the Ottobock Cockpit app. So now I am back in the app, and now I need to put it back into walking mode or basis mode. Toggle to mode basis. Okay, there was the beep letting me know that it's back in walking mode. And then I just want to double check that the left side is in walking mode. And it is. That was a review of the modes function. Now, what about the settings? I looked those up online and I saw a quick video of Ottobock's definition of the sitting function. And what that does is it puts the knee into a free swing mode. So when you're sitting down, there's not much resistance on it. Actually, right now I'm moving it and there's like no resistance at all. So that's the sitting function. You could turn that off. I don't know why you'd want to turn it off. On the C-Leg 3, it didn't have that option. And it was kind of annoying because I'd be sitting down somewhere and my knee would be sticking out like that. And I'd have to push it in. But then, you know, it would always want to go out like that. So this is a nice feature to have. And on the standing function, I think that turns the stance flexion off, which as a bilateral above knee amputee I don't want to do. And then I don't want to mess with the resistance function just because I don't like messing with settings. I go to my prosthetist to adjust those settings and I work with him based on my feedback and they do a really good job. Like I said, a great relationship with your prosthetist keeps you walking, keeps you happy. And again, I go to Southern California Prosthetics in Irvine. I don't get any money from them for mentioning them. I just, every time I see someone in public that's having difficulty walking, well, obviously another amputee, I like to refer them there. I've been stopped in public too, asking where I go, and I just think that in today's day and age, as an amputee, we should be going to places that are gonna take care of you and are interested in you walking again, and my clinic does just that, and hopefully you have one too. So hope you enjoyed this video, learned a lot from it. Again, follow me on Instagram at OC Amputee, and thanks a lot.